Ooh-wee. Hey everybody, welcome back into another episode of Demon Souls. It's live. This is our first episode of Demon Souls. Oh. It's not letting me skip the cutscene. I have to hold it. Okay, hope everyone is doing well. Hopefully you guys can hear me and that the audio is good. It's kind of low on my end. How does it sound for you guys? Yogi the Buffalo, Mercy, Mortis, Scowleezy, nice to see all of you. Professor Sad, welcome in. So yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, I do a lot of From Software content, and I've played through Demon Souls, Dark Souls games, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. I've gone really deep into the lore of Bloodborne, Elden Ring especially, and on a lesser extent, Dark Souls lore, and I haven't made any videos about Demon Souls or Sekiro. I don't really intend to, because these games are a lot more straightforward, or there's less there overall, but yeah, welcome on in. If you guys are worried about spoilers for the other games, I do want you to be aware if you're watching this after the stream and everything. So, yeah. Okay, maybe I need to turn it up on my end. It's a little bit quiet for me. Yeah, I've covered a little bit of Dark Souls 2. I haven't done a playthrough of that one yet, and I don't really intend to. Every time you're about to start watching a good 2-hour video, I start streaming. Nice. Demon Souls 2? No, Dark Souls 2. You had trouble pushing yourself through Demon Souls? Maybe this will spark new interest? Yeah, Mortis is crazy, and he actually like full-on 100%ed this version of the game. So I've never played the PS3 version, unfortunately, and like trying to emulate it and stream it is just a little bit of a headache, especially with like my mic picking up extraneous sounds from my computer's fan and everything. And speaking of extraneous sounds, it's Memorial Day in the US today, so there's some fireworks going off, and my dog is not the biggest fan of it, so he might like start climbing on me a bit randomly. Well, it's not really random at that point, but anyway. Yeah, Mortis knows a ton about this version. So yeah, I'm not very familiar with Demon Souls. I've played it through it once completely, and that's about it. And I was surprised at how much like I didn't mind it. I actually enjoyed this version of combat more than in Dark Souls 2, surprisingly. So I was very pleasantly surprised. This game is definitely rough around the edges, had very troubled development, as I'm sure many of you know. So, I know the remake has been contentious, but I do like some of the art. Like, this is iconic. So, you take the good, you take them bad, take the bad, take them both, and there you have Demon Souls. Not the classic version. Yeah. So I don't remember if I said this, but we actually had a member in the Discord / community actually become the highest tier of Patreon patron to pretty much support the community. And this is kind of my way of like giving back to anybody who like is crazy enough to donate that much. So I asked him if he wanted to like play a game together or have me stream something for a bit, and he said Demon Souls. So I will oblige him, and this is what we're gonna do. So just to show off, like, yeah, I'm gonna stay. Well, should I go online? My stuff's all offline. I should have set this up to go online off stream, but I was a little bit pressed for time. My own fault, really, but I'll stay offline. But if I do stream this like one more time or something like that, I will, I guess you can't even really see your characters. I was going to say, I'll go online so that way you guys can invade me and like ruin my world tendency and all that. Okay. So I was going to just try, well, I guess I could still show off my character. I have not seen Matthew Matosis's video about Demon Souls. And also welcome back to the stream back, Zealot. Nice to see you again. And Control. Ponyboy, same to you. You're not really sure why you love Dark Souls, but the atmosphere in Demon Souls feels a bit unappealing to you, at least in the opening areas. Were you playing the original or the PS5 version? I'm just curious. So this is my character. When I first played through this, I was gathering footage of course, I was like HUDless and all that. Level 68. That seems... Oh, yeah, because I couldn't go past the point of no return. Alright, yeah. So I used the Night Sword for the most part. And this is going to be a difficult playthrough for me just because I'm still like used to Elden Ring and all that. So, alright. Let's go on and play a new game. You played on the PS5? Okay. Yeah, I just kind of go in expecting to not enjoy it, kind of like Dark Souls 2. So it's the Homer Simpson approach to like playing or just to dealing with life is just expect nothing, and you can't get disappointed. If only it were that easy, though, right? Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 are the types where they're difficult once you learn the game, or when you like first begin, and then it's super easy after you learn it. Yeah. So hopefully I remember enough about Demon Souls to not just like do terribly. And just to speed things along, I'm just going to go with like all the defaults except for maybe the starting gift, but I really don't remember. And like I said about this game specifically, I don't really remember, or I'm not like super familiar with like a lot of the lore or anything like that. So I'll probably read the descriptions, but there's probably not going to be much of anything. If you guys do have questions about the English to Japanese stuff, I did pull up David Christie's guide about the language. Wait, did GameFAQs delete it? Oh, no. Fudge. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Thought he had it. Oh, no. It seems like it got taken down off of game FAQs. That sucks. Alright, yeah, I was gonna try to like look up some Japanese to English differences, because I know there's like a few things that are slightly different. I'm not like super familiar with this game at all. But I guess I can't do that. Damn, that sucks. Okay, yeah. Mortis says the PS5 lacks an atmosphere without adding filters and stuff. So yeah, Ponyboy, I don't know if you ever like looked at some of the art of the different, but they do seem to have like a very different ambience, I guess. I don't know what to pick. Providential Ring, I may as well go with the fire bombs just because I guess no, this will probably be better for the entire playthrough. Oh yeah, one thing that I did enjoy about this game, and I don't remember how it was for the PS3. Oh no, maybe that was more of a... Huh. Maybe I'm confusing games, but I thought maybe the first time I loaded this game up, the class was randomized. So it wasn't like, oh hey, pick this one just because like the first one. But I'll go with, I think, a knight again, just because it has like the shield, but I guess I can't really look at inventory. Wait, priests have shield too? Have shields? Have a shield? I don't know. Alright, for this, let's see how long. Oops. Here. D. Okay. No, we'll still be one character short. I guess we don't really have like origins in this one. Ponyboy says it looks great though, especially all the armor and the VFX on magic. Maybe it just feels retroactively uninspired since you played Demon Souls last of all the games, having not touched the original. Yeah, I think that could probably be fair. Thanks for fearing the D-Rat. You know, the remake makes the English to Japanese more accurate. I think there were still some differences, like, you know, stylistic ones, of course, because I know Frog Nation did not originally handle this, because I think this was an Atlas title.
King Alant XII, by channeling the power of souls, brought unprecedented prosperity to his northern kingdom of Boletaria. That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land. Boletaria was cut off from the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned. But Valifax of the Royal Twin Fangs broke free from the fog and told the world of Boletaria's plight. That the old King Alant had roused the Old One, the great beast below the Nexus, from its eternal slumber, and that a colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls lose also their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns. Valifax also spoke of the enticing power of the demon souls. Each time a demon claims a human soul, the demon's own soul is invigorated by the life force. And the power of a mature demon soul is beyond human imagination. The legend spread quickly. Mighty warriors lured by the possibilities braved the fissure to breach the accursed land. But none have returned. Pure of the Twin Fangs. Yet the silent chief, Saint Urbane, Scurva the Wanderer, the sixth Saint Astraea with her knight Garl Vinland, and Sage Frake the Visionary. The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's borders. Humankind faces a slow and steady extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope. A lone warrior who has braved the baneful fog. Ah, has the land found its savior? Or have the demons found a new slave?
Would you like to play the Journey to the Nexus? So I think that's probably just the first like original cutscene. So, okay, we'll do that in a second. So, yeah, Mortis said you honestly wish more cutscenes from Soulsborne had these live 2D ones. Yeah, that could be nice to help tie in some things together. Ask Next, welcome back to the stream, by the way. Dying to the tutorial boss makes you lose access to the OG fluted helmet on that character. Thanks. I'll try not to die, but I mean, I might just because the switch from Elden Bling, as Rat calls it, to this is a little bit rough. Yeah, see if I can beat the tutorial boss. I got pretty close my first time, but then I think I just like misjudged something because of the mechanics, and then I got. Feels bad. Rat didn't remember that the Demon Souls opening resembled Elden Bling's opening so closely. So yeah, that was one thing that I was going to mention, that like there's a lot of repeated beats, even in Demon Souls, that kind of get brought back up, obviously, in Dark Souls and Elden Ring. Honestly, I felt that Elden Ring and especially Stormveil were very close thematically, or closer thematically to Demon Souls than Dark Souls in some ways. So let's go to the Nexus.
Brave soul who fears not death. I shall guide you to the fissure. So that you may lull the old one back to slumber.
Outpost passage. Yeah, so one thing that is kind of nice about the PS5 version, at the least, is just like the haptic feedbacks in the controller. Like I could feel each step as the character's walking through the Nexus, but I don't really feel anything now. I'm just like gonna be paranoid about pressing triangle to like read stuff and like probably using my items that I don't. I should probably turn the HUD on, because I do not remember how to play this. Oh, so it's all dynamic. Okay, that'll do nicely. Okay, maybe I had dynamic on the entire time then, or most of the time. Ooh, standard head attack. So one thing that was kind of surprising to me about Demon Souls compared to the other games is how much more straightforward it was in explaining the different attack types. So there's like a note outside the mines which mentions that like thrusting attacks are good against like big blocky boys, and that is just not something I would have guessed. But like Dark Souls, none of those three games do it. Bloodborne doesn't really do it. Like they kind of hint at it sometimes, but it's a little bit of a mess. Yes, next last Platinum Demon Souls, you gotta keep trying new builds. It's one of the easier Platinums. I felt like Elden Ring was the easiest, to be honest. Guard. Feels like I need to up my brightness, but this is more like of a me problem. See, like in my mind, I'm like, oh, I just want to jump there, but you can't really do that. Can you just... Nope, can't vault over that one. I know you can kind of vault over some things in this. One of the weirder things to me about Demon Souls is the lack of a full-on, like, plunging attack. So that ghost can't be an online one. That has to be, like, intentional. Okay, so the sound effects are kind of crazy loud. Let me turn that down on my end. But this is a little bit slow. That sounds good for me. How about you guys? DS1's Knight's Honor requires 3 Sith Souls, so usually New Game plus 2. Oh, you guys are talking about, like, the plats? Yeah. Pretty much all of the other games require you getting to New Game Plus 2 to get a platinum. Even Bloodborne, unless you're like using save states and stuff. So yeah, the environments here really do look super good. Like, it's kind of funny because in some ways, like, the Demon Souls remake has a higher visual fidelity than like Elden Ring. So that's just kind of guiding me where to go. Uh-oh. Hold on. He hears people outside, so he's all tense. So I know we'll like probably hop off of here at some point because I remember seeing that in like the trailers. Yep. Okay, that's what I thought. Crescent Moongrass. Let's see if we can read some stuff first. Man, that is one heavy roll. And what do we need to get to? Like 70? Oh, yeah, that's a lot faster. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm female or gender type B. So, oh, maybe it's 50. Yeah, seems like it. And that thing is heavy. Don't really need to keep the mail breaker equipped. Okay. Style over graphic quality. True. Is this 30 or 60 FPS? This should be 60. Evil Noah, welcome in. You don't know why they didn't have the camera pan up a bit when you lock on like all the other Souls games so your character doesn't block your view of your targets. I'll need to pay attention to that. Give the dog a bit of love. Oh, he gets so much love. You don't even know. In Demon Souls, you spend half your game time with 75% HP. Yeah. So that's kind of one of the things that they like switched over to when they came to Dark Souls 3. They kind of realized you can effectively have the player at 75% HP, but actually make it feel good by making the like becoming embered feel like an actual bonus than something that you're losing out on. So it's kind of funny. Like, as soon as I heard it like explained that way, I was like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see that. And it just does feel better from like a play perspective to gain a boost from using one of those items rather than like slowly losing your HP. Yeah, the HP restriction is one of the game's biggest flaws. I feel like Demon Souls is probably the worst in terms of the economy. In Elden Ring, here's 40 for your levels. Right, so Providential Ring, luxurious ring of simple design, raises the chance of item discovery. Once the most prized possession of a merchant, he bet his life on the hope of greater riches. So Demon Souls is going to have like super basic descriptions. Iron armor with finely cut grooves worn by knights in the relatively advanced region to Boletaria's south. The grooves reinforce the iron sheet, the thin iron sheet. Its weight slows stamina regeneration. I forget if that's actually a mechanic or if it's just something specific to this. I think it's just probably just weight in general. Oh yeah, let's check this out. Okay, it does do 100% physical reduction. That always feels so nice, especially since like Dark Souls 2 is like, nah bro, you're not going to get a decent shield until like halfway through the game. Health in this economy? A medium-sized metal shield issued to knights of the relatively advanced region to Boletaria South. The yellow dragon crest signifies knights of low rank. I do kind of wish we had like the original art to go with this, just because I wonder if this is almost like the same as what you'd see in like the Holy Drake talismans in Elden Ring. Obviously, it's a little bit different, but it's somewhat similar. But I mean, how different is a dragon and whatnot going to look? That was kind of loud despite having the SFX low. Right. Though this exceedingly small rapier lacks a cutting edge, it can pierce through the toughest armor. Rapiers boast great damage despite their narrow attack range, performing well against metal armor and hard scales in particular. However, they are easily parried and do little to break an enemy's guard. Okay. Standard straight sword. The run-of-the-mill straight swords are versatile weapons that provide a normal attack which is effective against a wide variety of targets, as well as a potent thrusting attack. And that's really true. I pretty much just used my longsword my entire first playthrough once I realized that it had both like a slashing and a thrusting attack. It does slow stamina regen. Heavy builds are tanky, but slower stamina regen. It's the trade-off. Thank you. Most of the bosses in this game are pretty bad compared to the later games, true. I know some people enjoy that because it has more of a like back and forth style to it, or maybe not. No, that's I don't want to say it like that. But what I mean by like back and forth is like they're a little bit more gimmicky, so players can choose to engage them in slightly different ways. But either way, I still do think like it's pretty limited. Yeah, you could definitely tell like this game it had some big ideas, it just couldn't quite execute on them as well as they would have liked. And that's kind of a theme that just kind of keeps getting repeated like all the Dark Souls, and they just kind of keep reiterating on the same basic stuff until they get them where they want, which is something I really applaud FromSoft for. I feel like I'm screwing up. Oh, we need the wooden one. Yeah, that's kind of like one of the stranger portions of Demon's Souls. Like, and this could be like a difference of the remake versus the original, where it's just a little bit unintuitive what can and cannot be traversed over. Evil Noah doesn't mind the health mechanics. You're also a fan of weapon durability, so there's that. It's nice how the game uses the fundamentals of the Souls combat system since it created the fundamentals. Backstep. It literally just means that. Yeah, so... Okay, light roll feels pretty good. Guard counter. Thought I heard something to the right. Okay, yeah, movement's a little bit... It keeps you animation locked sometimes. Can we backstab? We can. Okay. Dog, why are you still in the tutorial? You know me. Yo, this the remake? Yeah, this is definitely the remake. I forgot that it does that. Obviously, otherwise I would have like looked around a bit more. The fact that I went anything other than Barbarian is sad. Unga boonga. Get the old Black Knight special. Oh yeah, I forgot. How did... That's something that screwed me up. Let me see if I can turn that off somehow. Trigger effect. I don't exactly know what this means. Like in the context of this game. Turn that one off because that's a little bit annoying. Okay. Yeah, I do wish the games were a little bit friendlier about like rebinding keys and whatnot, but we'll live until the character dies and then we'll die. You expect me to backwards long jump over Dragon God by now? Nah, you guys know that I don't go through the game super quickly on stream. Like I said, I've only played through this once, and that was a while ago at this point. So, I barely remember anything. Especially not in the areas that I've only been through once. So I'm going to get this dude out of a hallway so I can just strafe around him super easily. You know, this dude's a badass because he's walking slowly and has a blue face. Oh no! So what I totally did right there was I pressed triangle to like try to dual hand by like pressing R1, but it just like took me off guard because it just did it automatically instead of like me having to do the R1 input. Is the Age of Ancients Dark Souls 1 reference to Demon Souls? I don't think so. Oh, now it tells me. Okay. We got another Engie boy. It's your head cannon and you're sticking to it. The Brood changed sticky white stuff's name. What did I just pick it up or you just noticed? Or are you just saying that rather? My strat. Oh, that should have counted. Uh-oh, I'm on the wall. Yeah, let's be risky even though it's the tutorial. No, let's not, because we want to beat the boss. Oh, that was my chance. Okay, punching can help. Oh yeah, I don't really charge up attacks, huh? That's interesting, ragdoll. Okay. Is one of the bigger changes among the changes from the original? Okay. Magic pine resin. Okay. It was revealed to me in a dream as canon because of Bloodborne. How many DLCs do I think Elden Ring might get? That's a good question. I think it's kind of hard to say until we see the scope of the first one. Because depending on how large it is, I could see it being only one, and then like them maybe going into a sequel or a different franchise. But if it's something more along the lines of like the Ringed City, which is it's still really large DLC, I could see them doing like multiple ones. If it's just more like a what are they called? Legacy dungeon? I do like some of the environmental stuff that they did with the chains and everything, making the noises. The biggest change is the cat ring icon. Okay, so it looks like we need to vault down there. Or not. Is there a ladder that I just didn't see? Oh no, just a completely other way to turn. Okay. Then there's the dude up there. I vaguely remember this spot. Or nope. Yep. Okay. Oh, two dudes. A little bit annoyed that wasn't a backstab, but okay. Is this food? No binoculars. Okay. Mortal Shell has a familiarity mechanic where you don't know what items are until you use them. Okay, then the item descriptions get longer the more you use it. That's kind of cool. I haven't played Mortal Shell. It's kind of like on my list that's ever growing. I think I might have gotten it free. I need to like check my library and whatnot. What is the FL boss, Alfarius? You remember people being confused if they did it, or they just knew how to beat him now? Oh, Flame Lurker? Okay. Yeah, Flame Lurker was the one that gave me the most trouble other than the Dragon God, because I didn't understand what to do with Dragon God. Oh, was not trying to punch there. Okay, so it's like turning around sometimes? Oh, if you're just standing still to turn around. Okay. Because this way, it doesn't really matter. I think the biggest boss change, well, in terms of like readability, is from what my understanding is the armored spider. Which I didn't have any problems with, but it's also because I could see its attacks probably. Flame Lurker was a pain on all your melee builds. Even with a strong shield, he does a lot of damage. Yeah, Teen says totally right that Demon Souls does show how far FromSoft has come with their boss design. Boss King Alon gave you fits that AoE and his speed. He took a couple tries. I was also save scumming. Wait, was I? I thought like save scumming is a real pain in the ass on PS5, but I might have saved it. Yeah. Yeah, all the AI is the same. I know that they just made certain attacks a bit easier to read. Okay, I tried dodging, but I must have done it slowly. Get up, I can't see myself. Oh, I healed. I'm gonna die. Okay. I got by the tutorial demon again. I will say that I'm not the biggest fan of that UI with the "you died." It just doesn't feel FromSoft. Oops.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not quit the Nexus, but the 5 archstones will guide thee to the outer lands.
I got, and the Nexus has imprisoned my soul. I cannot escape the Nexus. So for those who've played Bloodborne, they do reuse the Maiden in Black's voice actress for the doll. So, yeah. I don't know exactly how the original Nexus looked, but I really do like the look of this version, especially like with all the sigils and stuff in the air and on the ground. So by capturing demon souls, we can reclaim our corporeal body. Nexial binding, I don't even remember what that does. Hey guys, check out who this is. Oh no, this isn't who I was thinking of. Kind of looked like Patches for a second, but I was like, I don't think Patch shows up here. No, so we get our kind of a crestfallen warrior trope here, the guy in blue. So, okay. What did we get? Inventory. Okay, relinquish all souls to return to the Nexus. The mark of those imprisoned by the Nexus. The bearer of the seal is bound to the Nexus, never to be free even in death. When the body is lost, the soul remains trapped. Nexial binding returns the servant to the Nexus, but alas, without any souls collected. So, it's a little bit weird where the tutorial area is. Maybe somebody who's like more familiar with Demon Souls can explain it a bit more, especially with like the fog and stuff. But like we cross the fog to get to the tutorial area, then we kind of die to come here. So Yeah, anyway, I forgot what I was going to say about that. Oh yeah, just kind of a with this being the Nexus, you can think of like the Nexus as an in-between place, and so there might be kind of a parallel between the Nexus and the lands between, or things betwixt in Dark Souls 2. It's a kind of a theme that appears a couple times throughout their games. Okay, so we have a Noble's Lotus. We actually have some pretty cool lore with this. The petal of the crimson flower that floats on water, consumed to counteract poison, became a popular ornament amongst the nobility for its beauty. Maybe there's another... No, it's the royal lotus that I'm thinking of, maybe. But anyway, Sekiro uses lotuses to kind of show that from stagnant water, something pure can be grown. And that's kind of more of like a Buddhist ideology or symbolism. And it has its roots here in Demon Souls, so it's kind of cool to see what would go on to become referenced more in their later titles. Yeah, okay, I thought Patches was pretty late. Thanks for that, Rat. He's in 2-2? Okay. Yeah, the fog seems to be something the old one and demons passively emit. Okay, it does use the same stuff as the Noble Lotus? Okay. Be a man and head straight into Valley of Defilement. That's what I did my first time through, and it was fine, except I think Valley of Defilement would be perfectly fine to go through the first time if the first dudes over there just gave you like any souls. They give like absolutely nothing. So I got like to the first or second bonfire or Arkstone, whatever they're called, and I was like, okay, this doesn't really seem to be worth the trouble. Trying to like fight the character. Okay. Oh, damn it.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Hunting for demons? Try one of the archstones. Now go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Boletaria. You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Bah, it's all the same. You're just another prisoner of the Nexus. We're welcome here, as long as we keep slashing up demons. You came for demons? Well...
All right. Yeah, so this dude, his trope kind of gets reused with Lautrec? No. Fudge, I'm like screwing up all my names. I don't think he actually has a name in Dark Souls 1, does he? No, just Crestfallen, isn't it? Yeah. And then what's the dude in Dark Souls 2? God, I can't remember all these names anymore. It feels bad, man. So yeah, this dude's trope gets used in Dark Souls 1 and 2, and then they add in, is it Hawkwood in Dark Souls 3, who kind of takes on this trope, but then he kind of inverts it towards the end of his quest, which is kind of nice. And we don't really have so much of an analog to him in Elden Ring, I don't think. Kind of the closest would be Topes, but that's kind of a big stretch, I think. So, okay. You never noticed that? Hey Dylan, welcome in. Is this game good? You've thought about getting it. You're new here, by the way. How are you? I'm doing pretty well. So, that's an interesting question because, like, in the year of 2023, like, Demon's Souls definitely feels dated. But if you enjoyed the other FromSoft games and you like looking at the kind of progression that they went through, I think Demon's Souls is still worth it. If not, you might want to look into playing the original however you can. So, yeah. if you've played the other games, I would say give it a whirl. If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to enjoy all these games. Like, you can just do you and be fine. So yeah. Voice of the Old Ones, welcome back. Isn't he also crestfallen in DS2? Yeah. What order am I playing the Arkstones in? I hadn't really thought about it. I was probably just going to go through 1 through whatever, just in order. But if you guys want me to suffer over here, I'm fine with that. Or over there. I can let chat do a vote. And just, like, let me lose all the world tendency from the get-go. Rat would definitely recommend the original over this one. It has the good nostalgic night RPG charm. Yeah, and that's true. Like, the first one, or the original, has, like, a kind of jankiness to it, which kind of lends to itself, whereas, like, the remake, the visuals don't match the gameplay. To do 1-1 first. Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm Stockpile Thomas. When the scourge came, I didn't know what hit me. When I came to, I found myself here in this Nexus. My wife and daughter fell victim to the demons. But I would be worthless in battle. At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage. When the scourge came, I abandoned my wife and daughter and fled like a coward. When I came to, I was in this Nexus. I haven't dared venture outside these walls since. I wish I could do more, but I am ignorant of the world beyond these walls.
Our boy Stockpile Thomas has a super thick Scottish accent, I think. So this is Scourge. Like, if I was looking at the subtitles, I thought he would have said, like, Scuds instead, or Scudge. Yeah, anyway. Dylan said you never played any of the other FromSoft games except for Elden Ring, but you absolutely became obsessed with the game. So now you want to explore the other games. So we had somebody else in chat say to play this and then Dark Souls 1. I would kind of reverse that, because, like, even though both Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 are kind of rough on new players, Dark Souls 1 feels more complete and more holistic than Demon Souls. So I would recommend going with Dark Souls 1 and then Demon Souls if you want to jump into it that way. Just because it's a really big play style shift between Elden Ring and any of the Dark Souls, to be honest, and even slightly further to Demon Souls. You missed the old Stockpile voice, and the original VA is right there voicing Baldwin. Dark Souls connectivity is nutty. It's an experience. Capisi, welcome into the stream. The best NPC change in the remake is Patches' facial expressions.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah, so his story is pretty sad, like, just leaving his family behind like that. So, Rat, were you thinking about this dude being old, or were you actually talking about Thomas?
You new here. Are you here for my services? The name's Baldwin. I'm just an ordinary blacksmith. It's simple. Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons, or forge the ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, eh? Now, if you haven't heard, there's another blacksmith at the entrance to Stone Fang Mine. He's an eccentric old man who knows his trade well. He's the only sane one left in a town of soul-starved men. If you do meet him, no, forget it. That stubborn old ne'er-do-well will just chase you off. There aren't enough smithing tools in this temple to handle all the work. Only certain ores can be used to forge weapons, but you'll just have to make do. And be thankful that I can do anything for you at all in this forsaken place.
Yeah, I remember the ore economy being absolute kind of garbage in this. It's fine up to a certain point, but then it becomes like literally impossible to upgrade to +10 if you don't have your world tendency in the proper place.
And be thankful that I can do anything for you at all.
So we could he's like the merchant in this area. I guess I should read these. Okay. Cracked Stone Eye, a mystical stone that inhibits health recovery. Throwing it produces a large aura. Crescent Moongrass, medicinal herb named after the lunar phase, consumed to recover a small amount of HP. The effects of moongrass vary depending on its state at the time of harvest. Crescent moongrass is picked while very young. So the older the grass gets, the more potent it becomes, kind of like fermenting something in a way. Fresh Spice, a pleasant spice that eases the mind. Consumed to replenish a small amount of MP. Used by nobles as a luxury and by magicians as a necessity. So were you guys saying that... No, it wasn't spice. What was the sticky white fluid? You love the axe? Capisi struggles the most with Demon Souls and Dark Souls 2. Yeah, I think Dark Souls 2 is a really big step back. Like I said earlier on the stream, I actually prefer Demon Souls to Dark Souls 2. Just because of like the level design and everything. Sticky white slime. Okay, thank you, Mortis. Looks like dandelion greens. It kind of does. You're not wrong there. Which is kind of funny because like dandelions kind of look like the sun. I wonder if that was like intentionally done. Edge Sharpening Stone. A sharpening stone used by Ed, blacksmith of Stonefang. Repairs wear on the weapon wielded in the right hand, restoring its durability. Alright, that's just a straightforward text. Yeah, all of this stuff is really straightforward. Kinda... Okay.
No interest, eh? I can tell you're not going to last long here.
I love that line. These games are just so mean to the player. Unnecessarily so, and it's brilliant. Mortis cries in loving Dark Souls 2. Hey, you likes Dark Souls 2, but good God, what an absolute mess. Yeah. I am not much of a DS2 apologist, so my condolences to anybody whose views differ from my own. So. Also, hey, you, welcome back to the stream. You can't even figure out how you managed to beat DS2 back on the PS3 when you were less competent. I feel like DS2 really incentivizes players to look at guides for what to do, especially like with the dragon souls and stuff. Or like, well, not really dragon, giant. Why do I do that? Sometimes I say dragon instead of giant and vice versa. Anyway.
Oh my, how has this happened? Has God abandoned us for King of Land, failing to show proper respect? Oh, Mbasa.
So we finally get the word drop, Mbasa.
Oh, Mbasa.
Why is my character making so much noise like that? You're a soul, why do you need to breathe? Anyway. Weren't there more NPCs, or is that like... Oops, that must be a later thing. Do we have the Maiden in Black anywhere? I know we've got the little dude up top, right? Or can we even go there yet? What's my build going to be for Demon Souls? Probably just quality. And DS2, for all its many flaws, you have to admit its non-linear start, build diversity, and power stance idea was good. I think power stancing is good. I would disagree about a lot of the other stuff, because I feel like it's shallow despite what people say about it. Yeah, these are just all tutorials. Oh boy. Quality or magic working in this game? What game isn't magic just absolutely godly in? Or FromSoft game, rather. I also really enjoy the Nexus theme from Demon's Souls. Both the remake and the original, they're both really good. It's a little bit quiet, but music's at max. Okay. I think the Maiden doesn't really become available until later, right? And wait, no, this was closed off. So where's our dude? We need to like drop down? No, we shouldn't need to do that. He should be up here somewhere, right? Rat got me? Oh no. He said Bloodborne? What did he say? It was just Bloodborne? Oh, in terms of magic. He did get me. I've been got. Oh no, he got me. So I may not have died a couple times trying to get that item before. So does this... I don't remember when this stuff opens. I guess we need to go back through the first area. Well, not like the tutorial area, but we just need to actually like proceed through the game. Crazy, right? You found faith worse than magic in Dark Souls 3? No, I don't consider faith magic. If you want to be an OP POS, go faith and quality. Yeah, faith is like better for augmenting things. It's not super great for just like straight specialization. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it here. So now we'll get to go Archstone of the Covetous King, the Digger King, the Tower Queen. And this one's broken because they didn't have enough time to finish development of the game. Of the Shadowmen. And the Chieftain. Yeah, faith is more utility. So Boletarian Palace, Gates of Boletaria. A huge stone castle in the heart of the northern kingdom of Boletaria. Boletaria. Teria. Either way. Hungry soldiers attack trespassers, their souls stolen by demons, while nearby terrible dragons have taken roost. Why does Rat have mad privileges? Because like when I was first streaming, I just like to help control chat. Hey guys, look, it's the worm face. Because he's our father. So yeah, he wasn't actually a worm face. He was carrying a bunch of bodies, if you guys didn't see it. Late moon grass. Yeah, so Boletaria here is pretty similar to Stormvale in some ways. Forgot I don't actually need to touch that one. So we get the Canehurst horses. I guess they're really not just Canehurst, but just like Bloodborne horses. Oh, here they have combo attacks. Crescent Moongrass. So yeah, compared to the other games, you have a semi-finite amount of healing, but you have more ways to heal. Which is a bit of a departure. Okay, so it just automatically gets brought in. I don't know how much that heals, but my health is atrociously low. Not low, just I don't have very much. This makes me just like want to do jumping attacks and stuff, but that just is not a thing. I don't think... Wait, why does he get a jumping attack? Fudge. That is the time I tried to press triangle to pick it up, and then I pressed square when triangle didn't work, and then I used my item. Wait, huh? Why did it attack? Did I swing somehow? I don't know. Professor Sad just wants 60 FPS Bloodborne. You never did play with the blacksmith's blade? Okay. So yeah, some of these dudes have fire on the weapons and can make the barrels explode, which is not good for me. This elevator is going to be closed off. Oh, okay, so maybe we have a pseudo jumping attack from the dash. No, so we need to... It's only the R1. Okay. Half Moon Grass. Soldier's Lotus. Okay. So it totally looks like you should be able to jump down there, but nope, it's a lie. Don't do it. Not that I ever did, of course. Elden Ring conditioned so many players to jump. For real, man. 60 FPS and a little bit of polish. Watching Last suffer like this should be wrong, but you'll live with it. Okay, that heals an okay amount. Keep like moving like this is actually Dark Souls 2 and whatnot. It's not that bad though. I wasn't close enough to initiate the backstab, I don't think. Hey, we got the soldier's shield. You fell once, insta-death. Yeah, it looks like you... Wait. Oh, okay. It just looked like the middle bar was gone, so I was like, wait, did I somehow turn corporeal? I still look like a ghost. Just me tripping. Using the frost bleed weapon on the Deathrite Bird. Yeah, I would, because Hoarfrost Stomp is so powerful, I didn't even try to go with any buffing abilities. You guys deserve to see me fight something properly for once. Yeah, so the good news is I don't know what's crazy OP in Demon Souls. And I don't think anything really just quite matches the level of Hoarfrost Stomp. Or Hoarfrost Step, really. So... should be a little bit more of a struggle bus, but I mean, in all honesty, the bosses of Demon Souls really aren't that tough. Like, I think the only ones I didn't really one-shot were Flame Lurker, Dragon God, and False King Gallant. There might have been another one, but that's kind of what I remember. With my playstyle, you have to ask, do I favor spears? So I used a spear my first time I played through Dark Souls 1. So, no, not really. I guess I didn't really use the spear. I used the halberd, but, you know, pretty much the same thing. It's a heck of a scream there. I always did like this section of Boletaria. The tower, that is. Like, coming out here just felt like when I was playing like Elden Ring, Stormveil just really reminded me of like this spot when you're going up the Rampart Tower. Let's tidy up this stuff. Even this, I'm not going to use for a while now. Oh, shh. Is that okay? I was wondering if it's going to put it like back in my bar. I've seen Faith in Demon Souls. Have you? Literal Immortality. No. Faith in Bloody Helis is easy mode. Magic makes immortality meaningless when everything dies in one hit. Polearm gang all the way. Ask next can see it. Cool. Okay. How do we get under there again? Do we just need to drop this way? Nope. Sony has this thing with Bloodborne keeping it in prison, kinda, yeah. How do I get under there? I don't remember. We just fall through? Certainly not. Well, how would we get out of that? I gotta be missing something, right? Oh, okay. Hopefully we don't screw this up. Well, we screwed it up, guys. Time to just get annoyed, right? Go forward, the problem solves itself. Okay. I was gonna do that. So. Oh yeah, just for anybody who doesn't or isn't like super familiar. Okay. The oldest one in the book. I'm totally fine with backseating. I've played through this before. The Bastard Sword. So I did use this a bit on my first playthrough, but I transitioned away from it when I got to the mines because it doesn't have a thrusting attack. So while I did like the larger weapon, between its weight and its lack of utility in that kind of area, as well as the punishing upgrade costs for trying to upgrade it, I just stuck with the straight sword. And that's the thing, like, I'd be more prone to doing different kinds of builds. They're just not really incentivized super well. Oh no! Okay, at least I didn't like kill myself with the explosion. Don't remember what's in here. Oh, this goes to the one castle area. Don't remember how much of a beast that dude is, but I didn't come this way my first playthrough until, like, I came all the way back. Hey, we got the Ring City sigil. Not really. Trying to remember what that cross on the bottom right is, but anyway. Hey, Phobos, welcome back. You don't think FromSoft has any interest in Bloodborne? They're moving in a different direction, you feel? Elden Ring is kind of like their magnum opus for Souls games. You know, I wasn't sure if they were going to do anything like Elden Ring after Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro, but they did it. Yeah, I don't think Bloodborne needs a remake or a sequel. If anything, and I've said this before, I would like Elden Ring... Oh, he's got a spear. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. The Black Knight strat. You think those things are, like, really good to farm healing materials from? Let's try to be cheeky. Or not. Oh, okay. I didn't actually realize that was an attack. I was gonna try to parry. Oh. I got guys. There goes our pure white world tendency. For anyone who doesn't know, the little eye that appears when you like warp into a zone shows your world tendency. And you can go from pure white, which means like never dying, and the game's easier, to pure black, where more enemies spawn in and the game's harder because you suck. It's a little bit ironic, but that's just how they decided to roll with it. Am I going to cheese the champion? No, apparently not. Bluepoint makes a Bloodborne PS6 launch title. It is kind of crazy just how deaf they pretend to be. I didn't lose pure white? Oh, so you need to be in a corporeal body and die to lose pure white? Okay. Yeah, I don't understand how world tendency works, obviously. And the game doesn't do the best job explaining it, let's be real here. I tried dodging, but it just didn't go. Just stay in soul form the whole game and you don't need to worry about tendency unless you're wrong. That's crazy. Okay. Punish the weak. I guess that kind of balances out. Because you'll have less HP in soul form. It's stupid because you could always just die in the Nexus. Okay. Am I going to try Final Fantasy 16? It looks way more ARPG now. So I think I'm going to, because I mean it's going to be a huge game and everyone's going to talk about it. I might make a little bit of content about it, if like nothing else other than a review. But I'll be honest, I'm not really hyped about the ARPG aspect of it. Like if I wanted to play Devil May Cry, I'd play Devil May Cry. And part of my reason for saying it that way is because of just how Final Fantasy 15 played, and even the Final Fantasy 7 remake. Like, 15 was kind of bad. 7 remake was okay. I did like the intergrade a lot more with Yuffie and Sonon. But just not my cup of tea in that style of ARPG. Hey, I missed an item. I missed 5 items. Practicing. Oh yeah, okay, you know, I totally see what you mean about the camera, or the character being in the way of the camera. Oh, I felt like that second one shouldn't have been a parry, but that first one should. I don't even know exactly what happened. I just spammed it and won. You don't want a sequel to XYZ, you just want to play it for the first time again? Would you play Devil May Cry though? Maybe? Like, the thing is, Devil May Cry came out at a time where, like, it wasn't on my radar for the PlayStation and whatnot, and then they just came out with so many of them that I didn't want to get into such an established franchise. Oh, God. So yeah, I couldn't bring myself to really get that interested in Devil May Cry. But I'd be more interested in playing a game like Nier, even though I know like it also has a franchise. I think it's just like by the time I was more able to play Devil May Cry, or like I knew about it more, it was like already like Devil May Cry 5 or 6 or something like that. That's kind of delayed. Oh, I didn't know he could do that. Well, parries are good. Man, I suck. Okay, no, Boulder. Borger. Welcome, Inspector. There's just 5, though, and they're very short. Okay. Noah says, World Tendency is a cool idea, just not executed well, and it's a shame they didn't bring it back and try to tweak it to work better. Demons has a lot of cool ideas that just needed more work. Yeah, I feel like you could say that about almost all of their titles. I think Sekiro is the most polished, despite everything with Elden Ring. Fudge. I knew I was gonna get shot in the back. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, everything needing more work. I'm trying to blank of what I was gonna say. Okay. Alfaria says the last Devil May Cry was kind of meh. Uh-oh. That's what I get for reading. The punch is annoying. Yeah, I do wish I could disable that or like rebind it. Because I was not trying to punch there. Like, it has uses, don't get me wrong. It's just, okay. Rat played all of Devil May Cry, and to be honest, you felt kind of mad about the gameplay even after beating it on Virtual Mode. Lords of the Fallen looks interesting, but you feel it's a fan service, if that makes sense. It's the ecchi of Souls games. That how many tries to make Covenants worthwhile? Yeah. Kari, welcome in. Sekiro needed a Sekijo DLC. Your only disappointment with it, you wanted to know more about his past. Yeah, I was saying something about Sekiro being the most polished game that... Man, I don't even remember where I was going with that. Uh-oh. Why was that one to backstab? I felt that one was worse. Uh-oh. I don't like the UI. Whoa, he just one-tapped me? Alright, now it's personnel, kids. What was I saying? Like, what sparked that, though? Oh, world tendency not being executed well. Okay, yeah. Now I remember where I was going to go with that. So, yeah. With the world tendency stuff, I was hoping that they were going to do more with Elden Ring and the time system. Like, I was excited that there was day and night cycles and that there was also somewhat dynamic weather. But then they didn't really ever do anything with it, and it almost became... Well, it's not that it almost became, it did become pointless to play it on daylight time. Or just not during the evening. Because all of these special encounters only ever happened at night, as far as I know. So yeah, going back to like the world tendency stuff, I think that could have played into effect super well in a game like Elden Ring. Although, I do understand why they didn't try to bring it back, because like trying to finesse this kind of system is always a pain in the ass. Like obviously this one needed improvement, and there can be room for improvement. So they could have just made it better in Elden Ring. But I still think in general trying to deal with these kind of systems can be a bit more unwieldy than necessary. Sekiro is the most polished because in some regards it has the lowest aims. It wants to be one thing really well and it succeeds. Yeah, I would agree with that, and I don't think there's really anything wrong with that. Like Sekiro knows exactly what it is, and it does it well. And there's nothing wrong with that. Except for the economy. That dude is getting his secret weapon. You think you only encountered the Bell-Bearing Hunter once or twice in your first playthrough? You don't remember fighting the Knights Cavalry? So I fought the first Knights Cavalry in Limgrave by the bridge. The one south of Saints Bridge, like between like Big Heel Lake and everything. And then I did encounter the Knights Cavalry by Bernal one time. Or not Knights Cavalry, the Bell-Bearing Hunter by him once. So it was on my radar. And then I encountered the Bell-Bearing Hunter again on Weeping Peninsula. And that's when I put together that it was a night mode thing. Because the first time I encountered the Bell-Bearing Hunter in Bernal's spot, I thought like Bernal was just pissed at me because I didn't really remember what he looked like. Because I wasn't paying that close attention in my first run. So after a while, like once I realized how tough... Oh man, it didn't do my lunge attack. What was I going to say? Yeah, after I realized how powerful the Bell-Bearing Hunters were, I backed off for a little bit and then waited until I got more levels to go deal with the merchants at night. Yeah, I'm surprised Bluepoint didn't adjust the camera angle like over the shoulder or something. But I guess that would make it not mechanically the same, so I get it. No, 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 no. Oh no, he followed me. What was that? Was that just like the trigger being sensitive? Because I was just pressing L1 right then. Anyway, I don't need to deal with that guy right now. The economy? Yeah, so when I say the economy, I really just mean like how much items and things cost in the game, like the upgrades. Like for the most part, Sekiro is totally fine. However, having snap seeds be a thing and the divine confetti being a thing was just awful. And by being a thing, I really just mean like being consumables. Like just imagine if they were key items that you could use over and over. Or if divine confetti lasted until you died. Like why was it just a like 30-second buff against an enemy that teleports and all this other crap? Yeah, there's really no reason to just... Wait, what did I pick up? Pine resin. There's really not much incentive to really fight the Shichimen warrior or the headless dudes. With the divine confettis and whatnot. And then with Lady Butterfly, you literally can only get 3 of the snap seeds for like the first boss in the game. Or is it 5? So if you don't beat her in 5 attempts, you're kind of boned on dealing with her phantoms in the second phase, unless you choose her. Oh, that's what I mean? Yes, you agree? Okay, it's cool. Yeah, sorry if that's a little bit vague. It's just something I've talked about quite a bit, so I should be more aware that like not everyone's going to be on the same page in that regard. Most NPCs had meaty quest lines with meaningful branches, optional stuff. Okay. Sekiro and Bloodborne are apparently getting an anime. Oof, I'm not a fan of BB getting an anime. Yeah, or just like reloadable stuff for the prosthetic. Oh yeah, and also spirit emblems were kind of garbage, like in terms of like farming for them if you needed them. I'm stuck on the wall. That really does one-shot me even at full HP. Alright, I'll give this dude like 2 more attempts. And I'll just like run past everything for real, because actually I don't really know how viable that is in Demon Souls. Because I know Dark Souls 2 can make that especially painful. And this is kind of the closest to Dark Souls 2, but I'm pretty sure you can run past most things. Well, you know what you're doing apparently. What just died? Yeah, the bad thing about Demon Souls is if you keep dying like I am, like a total scrub, you're going to just kind of waste your consumables. And that's not good. Yeah, but you can pick up consumables fairly frequently as well, so it's not super bad. Too busy worried about the archer, not dealing with the dude in front of me. Classic. Might want to open the shortcut. Where is the shortcut? Is that way? Is it really that short? I know there's the blue dude over there. I just wanted to kill the red guy first. Uh-oh. Got scratching my eye. Castlevania wasn't a true anime because it's made by an American company. So it's kind of funny when people say stuff like that to me, because like anime or anime, if you'd be a purist, is essentially just a French word which means animation. So it's technically animation. So it's kind of anime in the true sense. The game should have used more stuff with the gourd, with the upgrades you can get in charging the refill. I would try to parry bait him a bit, but knowing that he can like literally one-shot me makes me not want to do that. Okay. I think I can do this. Will I be fighting the king here? Not this first playthrough or stream. Oh, you mean like the guy inside? No. I would just get eviscerated worse by him than this guy. Yeah, short of animation. Oh, damn it. Okay, it just failed to backstab. Slightly off-center. Lure him to the stairs on the other side of the rampart. Let him fall to his death. That's no fun. The French were the original weebs. Spectre, you still around? Can you confirm? The cling ring is in the shortcut? Just remind me. Okay. Uh-oh. Out of the stam. Well, why did it punch? No item. It's not really worth. It's fun to you watching the AI go derp. There's one AI going derp for you. Oh man, I forgot about him. So that dude I'll need to attack immediately. Going up the stairs because he body blocks me. Oh man, it actually landed. I missed both. I'm out of stamina. Oh god. I still have 10 grasses. Okay. Not a good amount, but more than I thought I actually had. Wait, when did I dual-hand it? You prefer anime that's adapted from manga? I don't know. Sometimes it can happen the other way around. Like, Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind was a movie, and then it got adapted into a manga. Well, I don't want to say adapted. They expanded it in a manga. Uh-oh. Out of stam. Alright, you said... Ow. The shortcut is around here. Okay, I'll need to look. But I don't want to keep getting shot at. I'm assuming it's on the other side of Blue Boy, because I don't remember there being any other shortcuts. But yeah, no real destructible environments. Or do we drop down there? Classic. Dregling shield. We also got the soldier shield. We'll need to look at both of them sometime. Oh yeah, okay. For some reason I thought this took us on the opposite side. There's no oozes on this one, right? Uh-oh, okay. Almost rolled to my death. Wait. Even though this is a shortcut, it never really felt like much of a shortcut to me. But we did get the cling ring. The chain brinks? Okay. Yeah, Evangelion is another example of that. Thank you, Phobos. Lots of great anime started as anime. Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop, Paranoia Agent, Serial Experiments Lane, Madoka, Furikuri. Oh, these chains. Right. Wait, is it not these chains? Or is there more to it? Okay. You never thought you'd see a Furikuri or Lane reference in a Demon Souls stream or in the same sentence? There are others on the other side? Okay. Cool and beans. I tried to press in on the left stick to crouch behind this dude. I want you guys to know that you're missing out on such good action. That was my chance to parry. Oh no, the blocks are there. Or not blocks, but the... whatever that is. It just like followed up attacked. I'm glad he was like slow to get back up. Yeah, so those things are good to kill for the healing items. And then there's a little bit missing over there that we could jump down. Wait, is this the death one? We'll come back to it. Chainsaw Man is pretty close to what Bloodborne would be in terms of gore, so it's just the aesthetic that needs to be done right. For me, it's not the aesthetic as much as it is the actual lore and world building. Because, I mean, look at the Bloodborne comic. I don't know if anybody in chat is, like, familiar with it or is endeared by it, but it's not my cup of tea, is all I'll say. It's just kind of more like officially licensed fan fiction, and it makes people think other stuff than like what the game... oh, damn it. Other stuff than like what the game has going on, so I'm not the biggest fan of it. That was, you saw the comic and they missed the plot entirely, not a fan. Yeah, Vampire Hunter D might be the closest as far as an anime goes. There's also the movie Brotherhood of the Wolf, which is like superly... nope, that's the wrong one. It's heavily inspired Bloodborne, at least in terms of aesthetics. So how do we go up here without getting got by all these dudes? It's simple, you just keep attacking and don't ever pick up anything. Okay. I think I know when I dual-handed at one time. It's because in Elden Ring, I would just press triangle to bring up the HUD, because that doesn't actually do anything unless you give it a secondary input command. But in this game, it actually just switches your hand, or stance, whatever you want to call it. No, I haven't read the Elden Ring manga. They'll just think blood and chop chop and forget the atmosphere. You've never seen recent anime aim for that since the early thousands, maybe some mid. Monogatari reminds you of Bloodborne, just the twists. I haven't watched Monogatari, but I watched Katanagatari, and it was actually pretty decent for being like a, you know, pretty generic anime. It's kind of making fun of like the tropes of other anime. Samurai ones. What? It's not trying to punch. Oh, I felt like I missed that, like I was way too late. Man, dude, that parry sound is super loud despite turning the volume down. I guess it's not that much louder. Alright, so what is this, round 5? 6? I think this is probably 6. I don't really have like a quick step, I feel. I'm scared to attack him, because, like, if he just immediately drops a stance. Get it out. Oh, damn it. Okay. That's what I get. The parry sounds like a bullet going off? Okay, it's not just me. Hey, Earthmind, welcome into the stream. Case study of Vanitas also makes you think of Bloodborne? I've never heard of that. What is it? He's the only high-level enemy in the series that gets his weapon bouncing off a shield. Give me that resin. Wait. Oh, yeah, these all fell off because of the thing. Uh-oh. I thought I just died there. Okay. Mail breaker. Got some aged spice. Oh yeah, the cling ring actually goes HP. You even mentioned that, and I picked it up, and I was like, hey guys, the cling ring. Mysterious ring shaped like an eye reduces the loss of HP sustained in soul form. That'll be good, and I should have done that before I healed, because I'm so smart and good at video games. A shoddy wooden shield used by dreglings. Little more than a patchwork of wood scraps, this attempt at imitation can hardly be called a shield. Wooden shield issued to soldiers, has a higher durability, blah blah blah. Okay. So we just picked up the fluted helm? No, we had that one, so we got the old raggedy set. Robe made of layers of ragged fabric. Covered in tears, open seams, and writhing grubs. No person in the right mind would don these garments of their own accord. So let's put on the boots. Hey, okay, we're still under 50. That's kind of what matters. Roll. Oh no, there's a third one. Or, well, technically a fourth one behind me. You waited that long for me to come back out. Okay. Thanks for the new series. I was feeling empty after the Elden Ring 1.0 run finished. In Demons, realistically, you only have the one ring slot. Feels like... Does it? I guess slightly, but it's kind of negligible. I was gonna say, it doesn't feel like there's a quick step at all. I ran out of stamina. Getting the stance broken by the basic mobs. Okay. Hey Stella, welcome back in. Is this the remaster? Yes. Yeah, this one I don't even know if I'd go so far as to actually call it a remake. I know like the words get thrown around a bit too often these days, but okay, that was lucky. That was extra lucky. Are dregs technically still alive, or are they zombies? So, because Demon Souls is different from Dark Souls and whatnot, it's kind of hard to say, but because of Dark Souls, you could say that they are still alive, but they might just, you know, be functionally zombies. So I don't really know if that actually answers the question. This is a remaster. If they added stuff like fixing the Arkstone, it would be a remake. That's kind of how I feel. Like with, especially with the everything in the engine being essentially the same. Oh my god. What did they change? I know they, like, there's like a little bit of the visual stuff with the armored spider. And what, they added in like the one secret armor set? It wasn't made with FromSoft's engine? I thought they used like the actual code for like the enemy AI and the attacks. So maybe that's not like an engine in the purest form of the word? Capcom with Resident Evil is like a remake too. Yeah, that's a good example. They did use the specific code for that, yeah. A few objects got moved around. Rat says, dregs are human who had their souls drained by demons and became mindless husks for demons to command. I'm trying to remember, don't people also get mindless or become mindless by using the soul power as well? Because I think in Demon Souls, you know, it's been a long time since I played it, and I never like went super deep into this one. They played up the trope of like the people misunderstanding the power that they used in the universe. Alright, maybe I won't get one shot? Let's press X to doubt. They just became addicted. So souls are mined in this game. Okay, I was afraid that I was going to whiff again. Character animations are new, but they try to keep it close to the timing of the original. That makes sense. There's omnidirectional rolling. Okay, I could see why. Yeah, I would say that it'd be closer to like a remake with the omnidirectional rolling. Damn it. Oh no, he heals! And that was really fast. I let go of L1 for a brief moment, and I got punished. Astanex says, the trope in question is that the source of soul power, magic, and the source of faith were mistaken for one another. The Beast Talisman says so. I thought, okay. I mean, I remember that part, but I don't remember if like Sage Frake loses his mind or Saint or Bane lose their mind because of the souls or not. Alright, this dude needs to get going. Well, apparently I'm about to get going. Holy crap. Alright, so what I will do is I'll certainly not heal trying to face that guy since he just one-shots me anyway. Near mace, people are confused on the definitions. I mean, I wouldn't blame them just because of like how often the terms are just thrown around interchangeably. What? Okay, that didn't go. Ironically enough, Demon Souls feels more responsive to me than Elden Ring. He can heal too? That's my move. Not again. Okay. Is 20 the max? I think 20 is the max per item. The sage does. The priest says the old one's cries are like that of a baby's. You're not arguing the point. You always felt it was a remaster because the Blue Point wanted to keep the original experience. I feel like omnidirectional rolling would be a legitimate game changer, but I understand if you feel it's more like a remaster. Because that's kind of how I felt, like this is more like a remaster. I didn't realize they changed that much at least. I was trying to parry because I wasn't going to worry about being at full HP for the next dude. Sweet. Ooh, 3 of them. The only description that states the god is actually the old one is on the Beast Talisman, which is pretty hard to get. Oh yeah, and one other like translational thing is the Beast, or sorry, the old one is just called like the Beast in Japanese. So, yeah. I'll leave that alone for now. You feel like Blue Point got their priorities mixed up with the idea of needing to keep the gameplay almost exactly the same, but felt a need to redesign a lot of the enemies and environments. Well, some things they would have had to have done, like animation-wise, I totally understand that from like a technical perspective. Oh, come on. This dude be cheating. Oh, he just scared the crap out of me. I thought he was gonna be close enough to hit me with that. Uh-oh. I'm scared. I shouldn't have tried to counter, because that's how he got me the one time. Damn it. I'm surprised that one actually backstabbed him. I thought it was way too Have we done it? Have we finally achieved our dream of getting full moon grass ×3? And I think he probably just respawns, doesn't he? So that only took like 8 tries. Probably 9 or 10. Who knows? Thanks for bearing with me. It's only taken 2 hours to just beat a random strong enemy. You prefer the OG soundtrack over the remakes? I feel like there's give and take. Like, I've listened to both OSTs, and I definitely do like a lot of the originals songs, but there are some really good ones in the remaster. Burn Dino Rex, welcome in. This game is the definition of prettied up slop. Oh, prettied up slop. Okay, yeah, that's a good way to say it. I'm like up slop, like up dog. If the religion does worship the old one, they don't seem to know it. Yeah, that's kind of what it comes down to. And they would be pouring their faith and their belief and potentially their power into the old one, maybe? I don't really know how that works. I don't know Demon Souls lore super well. We need something to describe between a remake and a remaster, but you're not sure. Reimagining is the best choice. Feels too strong. Yeah. In the original, there was no limit on the healing items? Oh, wow. That would have made this a lot easier then. Well, not really, because I feel like the times that I died weren't just from, like, running out of materials as much as just me, like, getting caught. You prefer the remake Flame Lurker, but you prefer the old lady Ashtray. Okay. We gave you omnidirectional rolling and didn't update the AI. Yeah, I feel like that would trivialize. Maybe not. That's probably why this game felt a lot easier than I thought it would. Because, what's his name? The Penetrator? Yeah, just because he attacks in such a straightforward manner that I was like, wow, this is a real boss. Because I just, like, one-shot him. Old one seems... Okay, it's locked. Okay, that's what I didn't think you could access it this early. Old one seems to give substance of the dreams of humanity, especially the fears. Did you... I'm assuming you cheated to get that many heals, right? Can we see... Oh, we don't even have souls. Why was I worried about picking up the souls when you can't even get them until the phalanx is over? Now, let's see if this kills me. Maybe I should be at full health? Wait, I am at full health, aren't I? Relatively full health. I don't have like a prism stone or anything, right? Okay, we lived. I thought there's a door there, but it didn't kind of look like it. Hey, we had a crossbolt. Holy crap. I didn't realize my backhand was so strong. Is there really no incentive to come down here? Other than that? Oh. I somehow failed to see them. Souls players when they can't stop a boss in 30 seconds and actually have to do and engage with its mechanics. Are you talking about me? Uh-oh. Just because I used Hoarfrost Stomp my entire last playthrough of Elden Ring and didn't engage in any boss mechanics. It's interesting you jive with Demon Souls over Elden Ring. No, I like Elden Ring more. I'm just saying, like, in terms of, like, the actual controls, like, the time it takes for me to press circle and for my character to move, it's more responsive. Elden Ring so fluid for you? You love the jumps and the way it plays. Combat is way overtuned with the Ashes of War. Yeah. Phobo says, maybe the old one is sort of like the Gnostic demiurge and is confused as the real god, while only being there to mindlessly prey on souls. That's kind of, I think, like right on the money. Although I don't exactly know about like the Gnostic demiurge and whatnot, but in terms of just like capitalizing on things. So yeah. The PS5 R2 trigger is a little bit on the I don't want to say like light side. I'm failing to think of the word. Finicky side? That's definitely not it. Thought there was another one. Okay. Finicky side. That's the word. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I like barely tap it and it goes. Isn't this like a firebomb spot? Oh, okay, yeah, no, this is the merchant. I really don't remember Demon Souls, huh? Basically, the Gnostics thought the God of the Old Testament was different from what Jesus is talking about. Okay, yeah. Health and damage power creep in Elden Ring is insane. Like, the health and damage you're dealing out just has gotten so large compared to earlier titles. I feel like it's the part of the reason they went that way is just because of how big the game was, and you kind of end up becoming a bit of a glass cannon towards the end just because like the final bosses hit so hard. Teen Sith says, you think fast travel in Bloodborne should be within a headstone category? You have to go back to the dream to switch from Yarnum to the nightmare headstone lamps. Yeah, that's definitely a weakness of Bloodborne. And it would affect the narrative delivery. To an extent, I feel like once you go to the Hunter's Dream the first time, it's not that big a deal. But I understand where you're coming from, though. Especially since, like, there is so much extra dialogue between events. And you just kind of talk to the doll and Gehrman whenever you're just kind of, like, there. Because you're like, oh, yeah, these guys are here. So definitely a give and take there. Bobo says, the Demiurge created this world basically as a way to trap parts of the Logos, and humans were able to free them through Gnosis. Their souls are part of the Logos, the divine spark. Okay. And El Degusto, welcome into the stream again. The old one is just this world's Elden Beast equivalent for an outer god. I don't even know if I would say it's an outer god. You might be able to say it's more like the Elden Beast. But, speaking of beasts, I did mention earlier that the old one's Japanese is just closer to, like, the beast. I don't remember if it's actually called old in Japanese or not, but, like, the beast of Demon Souls and the Elden Beast of Elden Ring, maybe there's a more of a thematic connection than people think. You don't understand why the Elden Ring community still sticks with rune level 125 to 150 when the soft caps are so much higher. You can still make a build, just a stronger build, play at 180, no PvP. Well, the builds are mostly for PvP, sticking to 125 to 150. And part of that is because when you have people weaker, it kind of allows for more diversity or more focused builds. But you definitely don't have to follow that meta. That's what you mean? The beast is a vassal beast for some different outer god. Okay, I thought you were saying like the old one was an outer god. Okay, yeah.
Good day to you. Care to look over my wares? Mostly stolen, but who's telling, eh? Brave knight or lowly be fodder. The demons snatched their souls regardless of their station, plummeting them all into madness. And those who dare cling to their humanity were hunted down. It is the end of Great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle. There's this skinny fellow, clad in the most lavish armor, who's always mumbling about some mission. He's another one who's managed to stay sane, like yourself. Probably some pampered little lordling by the looks of his attire. I'd give an arm just for the buttons off his shirt. It is the end of Great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our death.
Okay. So, yeah, this kind of reiterates that demons sucking the souls out of people makes them lose their minds. Okay. Coat of plates. Iron greaves worn by foot soldiers, their strength owes to their simplicity. Their weight slowly slows stamina regeneration. Blunt weapons which do not rely on blades are effective against metal armor and hard scales, as well as draining a foe's stamina and breaking their shield defense. Following through with one swing and connecting will land an optimal hit, inflicting more damage than normal. Oh, we got the longsword there. Okay. In Boletarian, these petals have symbolic meaning and are given to warriors when sent off to war. Stops bleeding. Okay.
Go ahead. Take your time. I'm not going anywhere.
I guess we can buy items. Let me look at that inventory again. When did you even have? Oh, 3,000. It's a pretty decent amount. Too bad we have no like actual upgrade items. Otherwise, I'd consider those. Oh, you can't purchase multiples of 10? That's annoying. Can I even see how many's in my inventory? That's also annoying. Yeah, I feel like they should have like worked on that at the least. Oh, okay, no. There we go. They did work on that, at least. Oh, okay, 50 is the max, not 20. And I'm not going to worry about that too much anymore.
Thanks for that. Come back soon.
You prefer SL12 invading? Are the item descriptions the same? In this one, no. Some of them are going to be different because they like used a different company to update some of the text, because I guess it was rough even for FromSoft games standards. So we can go that way. Trying to remember. Oops. Okay. So I know the dude that the Dragling was just talking about is down that way, I think. And we want to do his stuff first. Oh man, I was trying to land on the roof. Yeah, guys should be down that way. Oh, is he getting got already? Oh no, I'm getting got. I'm out of stamina. Uh-oh. Okay. I tried attacking, but I didn't see he was still attacking. Items have improved localization. Fire bombs use to damage enemies too. Pro tip, don't die. I should have just used all my souls, at least until we dealt with the phalanx. I deserve that? Okay. All my souls. I should have just kept running. But I saw the drops, and I went them. Gnosticism grouped people into somatic, corporal, psychic, mental, and pneumatic spiritual. Okay. Which is very similar to the int faith distinction. I don't know why I said int faith rather than like intelligence faith or int fifth. Tale as old as time, agreed. Okay, that one wasn't greed. That's like, well, it's a different kind of greed, I guess. The greed of not wanting to waste time. Yeah. Part of the reason I'm bad at a game like Demon Souls is because I'm so stingy. Like, I'm unwilling to use items unless I feel like I absolutely have to. Like, I've been at the final boss of a game like Final Fantasy and being like hesitant to use elixirs because I'm like, what if I need it later? Okay. I just need to rethink the strategy then. You call that a hoarding issue? No, that's just one of them. But I mean, being at the final boss of a game that doesn't have a new game plus cycle and being hesitant to use elixirs because I feel like I'll need them later is probably not the play one should be making. Oh wow. Maybe we should just like roll forward after that? Okay. Oh, I know why rolling is more responsive. It's because this one doesn't like cycle between a dodge and a roll. Or how do I phrase that? It will like dodge instead of like sprinting. Wait. Do I need to like be in combat for that? Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, so if I'm like locked onto something. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, if I'm locked onto something, it will dodge first instead of like trying to apply the sprint. Oh man, I was just trying to use Crescent. It's my fault. Steak America, baby. There's a lot of scarcity in these games, and you're probably doubly punished if you use them at the wrong time. Yeah. Which is why I always think like the item economies of these games are just like super bad. And if they were better for like people in general, like it would help out newer players a lot more and like keep people more engaged. So at least Elden Ring is a little bit better on that front, but like crafting can be bad sometimes. That's the one I need to parry, but I'm just probably mistiming it. Hopefully our dude didn't end up dying last time. Damn it. I was thinking I could like roll through those like Elden Ring and still keep my forward momentum enough where I could just dodge all that, but apparently that's not how it goes. Tarnished Archaeologist has such brilliant videos, man. If he was around back in the days of old, he would have been a major Souls investigator. Wait, what'd you say, Phobos? Kind of dumb question, but the crouch in Elden Ring is pressing on the left stick, right? Yes, like in Sekiro. Compared to something like Resident Evil, it's pretty bad. You always found the item economy only a problem after the first area. If you get past 4-1, you can kill a necromancer that drops a lot of runes. With arrows, you can farm him easy and buy everything. Okay. Well, yeah, but that's something that only somebody who's like really played the game is going to know. But I just meant in general with their games, they're kind of like that. That's the Dregling. Oh yeah, so we could just drop down this way, right? Oh, he hears me? Oh, he hit me. Oh, he's the blue hell. Because he has blue helmets, he doesn't have as much HP. I'm like already traumatized by the red helmet guy. I was wondering where he was. I thought he came from in here. Items are just like a huge bag of different items, which have very limited uses. At least this game attempted to make items matter by restricting your carrying capacity. Hey, Astinex, it's getting late. Are you heading out? If so, take care. You didn't know about that drop at all? You can't really understand the problem in Souls games without looking at Demon Souls, because a lot of them are things that they inherited but never polished. Oh, I didn't realize it would hit it himself. Well, that simplifies things. I was trying to go for the backstab. So was he. You know, for a second, I just, like, panicked and was afraid, like, in Dark Souls 2, you'd still be able to, like, get damaged in the middle of your animation. Oh, fudge, I should have cleared everything out before this dude, right? Because I think he runs off, like, forward once you talk to him. Chat, let me know. Oh, you just made a typo. Okay. Do I plan on mixing in any magic or using a bow and crossbow? I might use a bow or a crossbow. I think there's like a certain section where I went to, but I don't really have any plans at all, to be honest. Should I talk to him or does he actually run ahead? Because I think the first time I came through, I like cleared everything out and then I came back here. And then he was okay. But I heard this can go, or maybe, I don't know. Would DS1 be a masterpiece if they had enough time to polish it? I mean, you could make that argument about any game. Okay. He will absolutely get himself killed if this works like the original. Polishing sometimes ruins games? Could you give an example? Because I don't know where you're coming from with that. Because I don't necessarily think you're wrong, but I don't want to misunderstand. Oh yeah, this spot. And then there's like the archer up there. Fudge. Damn it. That's annoying. I'm out of stamina? Okay. Unknown warrior soul. Don't think I need to go all the way that far up. Budge. Budge, and we still got an archer angry at us. The moongrass. Oh no. Okay. Hey Saturn, nice to see you again. Sometimes patches runs games. Oh, okay, hold on. I'll need to read that. Damn it. There's no plunging attack and he healed. Okay. I didn't even try to R2 right then. There we go. This guy actually helped you clear the area in the remake? Oscar will walk back and forth along the route. Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you, Noah. Username does not check out. You think polishing might have been the wrong choice of words? What you meant was more in line with fleshing out or implementation and integration. Yeah, I could see that in certain instances. Maybe like Bloodborne could be worse, like the more of it that there is, arguably. Or like we were mentioning a bit ago, like Sekiro is better because it's more limited in its focus. Or maybe not better, but like Sekiro is improved by its like more limited focus, whereas like the other games don't have that. I'll need to think about that more. That analogy, rather. Thought it can go down there. Demon Souls pros. Cool world with inventive gameplay mechanics. Cons, no boomhammer or whirligig saw. Million dragon. It'd be interesting to see what FromSoft wanted to do with a million dragon legs in lava. Who was the one channel that tried to pander that fake FromSoft game leak that disappeared fast? I don't remember. Although I think I was trying to avoid leaks for the most part. You want more Bloodborne DLCs? Limitation breeds creativity. When you have all the money and time to make what you want, you might not get the magic you would get like with limitations. I don't know, because like there's always the Miyamoto quote where a good game that gets delayed will forever be a good game, but like a game that gets released too soon will never be a good game. Something along those lines. Oh god. Oh god. Worth. I don't know where the archer is. Obviously up there somewhere. Sharp stone shard, hard stone shard. We finally got some upgrade materials. Right now we should definitely be good with our boy. You literally started a Boomhammer playthrough today. Other than Izalith, what else was left unfinished? You could make decent arguments for pretty much all of the final areas, like the things like leading up to Nito, especially, or like Nito himself. I know Miyazaki said that they had some issues with like the visual design of Nito, so he was unfinished. Izalith is obviously the Izalith. The Grand Archives are kind of fleshed out well, but they could have been better, especially like with the what are they called? Like the little ladies that get transformed into like the Hydra looking like things. That wasn't Miyamoto? Who was it then? Capisi says, devs you think want more time and time because of the expansiveness that audiences want. Unfortunately, nowadays, corporations are finding charging $80 to do beta testing. Well, the price of games has remained constant for like, what, 30 years? I wouldn't be like, the prices of them rising wouldn't be unthinkable to me. It's just now more devs are moving away from like having good single player experiences with full games packaged in the game, whatever you want to call it, and instead they're moving more towards microtransactions and they're incentivizing making games inconvenient for microtransaction purchases, which is just awful. Picasso's, yeah. It is from Miyamoto. That's what I thought. Textures on the Grand Archive look very rough. Yeah, just like the final half of the game isn't as cohesive as like the front half. Pisaka. Okay, that's what it is. Like Cyberpunk, yeah. And so I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. So having like a time to polish a game can be really good because like look at Tears of the Kingdom. Nintendo said they like had internally delayed it for like a year so that they could just add polish. Like it was done like a year ago or something like that, but they waited an extra year just to like refine everything, which makes a lot of sense. And if you go back between like the Elden Ring 1.0 playthrough that I did like last week where we finished it off and compared it to where it launched or like where it is now, you or even on like day one, you could see how much more polish like went in between like the time it went gold and when it went live. So polish can be good, but in terms of like it can be bad. I think maybe an example of that might be Overwatch. Maybe that's a little bit of, like low hanging fruit, but I think even like League of Legends to an extent. I did play League for a while, and there's some characters that I really loved and enjoyed. And then, like, after, like, a couple years hiatus, I tried to go back and play them, but they'd been changed. Like, if anybody ever played Alistar, he used to have an AoE heal on his E, and then they just completely removed it, and I didn't know that. And so, I can kind of see what you mean with, like, continuing to iterate on a game might not be the best course of action. And then, of course, going back to, like, the Overwatch 2 argument, does any more really need to be said? Obviously, like, the PvE mode is a big L for them to not finish that. They really turned off a lot of their fan base, but even before that, I was more of a fan of the original Overwatch 6v6 mode, no champion limits or no hero limits, and then they got rid of that and they kind of killed quick play, and I wasn't really into ranked, so the way that they just kind of pseudo forced ranked on all of us just kind of made me quit playing the game when it was still Overwatch 1. And having to be forced into a role just felt really bad to me because I'd prefer like to switch between roles depending on what the team needed. So rather than like having to be stuck on characters that I'm bad at, hold on, let me rephrase this. So like let's say I was playing like DPS or something. If I'm playing as a character like Mei or Junkrat or somebody like Tracer who gets countered by like no, let's say I'm Pharah and I'm getting countered by like a Widowmaker, I would normally just switch to a tank like Winston or something to just dive on the Widow if it was really being problematic or something like that, rather than trying to like play Widowmaker myself or like Hanzo to deal with them because I'm just terrible at those two characters. And so they just really limited my actual way of being able to play and contribute to my team, and it really lost a lot of the dynamic qualities of the game that I originally enjoyed. So, yeah, sorry for that little bit of a monologue. Yeah, I would agree with Stella that the ability to do day one, first month patch has done a lot of damage to game design. I felt really salty about Elden Ring too, to be honest. Like, why bother playing the game when it comes out when the quest lines weren't even finished? Like, it would have been better to wait like 3 months or whatever for all the extra patches for balancing to come out, all the quests for patches to be implemented, Jarberg, Vare's extra guy, whose name I can't think of right now, etc. AAA development is so bloated and it's harming creativity and polish. Yeah. Alright, let's listen to our boy over here.
My thanks for your brave rescue. I am Ostrava of Boletaria. Accept this as a token of my gratitude.
Hey, we got the telescope. Okay.
Now I take my leave. There is something I must do.
Alright, let's equip our telescope. Oh, we already did. Okay, brilliant. Gives a clear view of distant scenery. A rare trinket which employs concave glass that allows one to view distant scenes as clear as day. Possibly originated in the relatively advanced region to Boletaria South. Boletaria South. So let's check his patrol route. Yeah, I don't think I cleared out all the little draglings at the bottom here. And I had him fight them my first time through. But it's a good thing we got rid of the Blue Knight and the other two soldiers up above, because they could have messed him up. His armor set kind of reminds me of Alva from Dark Souls 3. It's like the Fluted Knight set. Not literally, just whatever. Okay. There's a reason why a lot of the really good games now are indie. So part of it is like indie has the room to innovate and take risks, whereas like AAA can't do it because their studios are too big, where like if they flop, it costs so much money to develop their games that it's just unthinkable that they could allow it to happen. Okay, so that should be enough for this area, right? Yeah, okay. So they AAA devs really just have to play it safe, and I think the quality of a lot of games suffer as a result of that. But that's not to say like AAA games are bad. They're AAA games for a reason, but they can just be a little bit safer. Like I know God of War got a lot of criticism for that. How does it open? Do I need to hit this? Fudge. Okay, I thought I was about to kill myself, like for real there. I thought it was like rigged to just go after like I went down a ways. Maybe it is, but didn't know I had to hit it. So don't we have like a dragon coming up over here? Or is it a wyvern? Oh cool, we can zoom in on this one too. Whoops. I think the wyvern's like in the next area, kinda. There's a photo mode in the remake. You don't really need the telescope. How do I access it? Oh, okay. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I really wish like Elden Ring and whatnot had a photo mode. Because having the free cam mod is great. Like people would be so much more hyped up for their game just being able to like see themselves like slow-mo attack like a godskin noble or an apostle or something like that. Stabbing Godfrey in the throat even. Those dudes are a little bit tankier. I really just want to like jump attack or like lunge attack, but it's not really a thing. The way that I want it to be. Even Japan's biggest studios are corporate, with creativity still valued to some respect, and only if they have seniority to pursue it. Tradition to allow certain games to be made still, but they make ESG money, so they don't ever really suffer from when it fails and why they don't seem to care. Consumers need to stop supporting the beta testing 70 to 140 games. It's soon. Okay. Yeah, the last game I pre-ordered was obviously Elden Ring. Like, FromSoft is about the only company that I'm still fine doing that with to a degree, and part of it is because, like, making content for it, you're kind of in a race at the beginning. It's such a pain in the ass, and then you have to compete with people like IGN or like Kotaku that get like their review codes first. It's just kind of a race to the bottom in a lot of ways. I don't remember which way I want to run first to piss off the dragon. I think this spot's safe, right? And then we got the two over there. Yeah, I definitely tried dealing with them. And I got the items, and it really wasn't worth it. I think I did initially run across the bridge, and I made it, and I don't think I was supposed to. Uh-oh. Two one, 2-2, and Dragon God for the Dragon Bone Smasher. Maybe. Yeah, because I think I missed that on my first playthrough. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't tread on me! I'm glad they're standing around like this is a kung fu movie. Taking turns wailing on me. Please stop. No. Okay, I let go just to try to get my stamina back up. Fudge. I goofed. The only big new game you play and enjoy is Elden Ring, to be honest. Scaleasy didn't get anything newer than a 360 until this year because you knew for a fact which games are good and you can get them for $8. Yeah, if you're a patient gamer, you can eat pretty good if you just play games years after the fact. And at this right now, there's so many games out in terms of all history that it's even easier to just kind of delay playing. Even longer. Alright, so yeah, is it the Phalanx weak to fire? I don't remember. Anyway, let's ignore all these dudes. Fudge. Yeah, the original Phalanx music I liked a lot more, to be honest. So I used a bastard sword on this boss, I think, and I dead angled a lot of their stuff. It's like we're back in the painted world. But worse. I should not have crouched to pick that up because I don't actually have iframes. It's not even iframes, that there's an actual animation to pick things up. I'm really out of stamina, huh? Okay. Do I have fire grease? I do. I do have the pine resin. But remember how I said, like, I'm a hoarder? Should probably equip it or just use it. Zeppo, cool. I literally had 1 HP left. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That's my favorite level in these games. In all of them. I really do like the orphanage in Bloodborne. But I don't know if that's just for like the music being creepy as hell. But that's kind of more like an ambience reason. Stormvale is just, you know, fantastic as far as like level design goes. I don't know if like killing the boss will make all these despawn and me like lose out on the opportunity to pick up an item, so I wanted to kill all of them. All the minions potentially drop stones? Okay, sweet. Now's the time to use them? No, no, no. So we want to go to the Nexus immediately, right? And then get got. So that way we can keep Pure White tendency. Did we get the lead demon soul or the lead demon soul? It's lead. The Lord's Path is Arkstone of the Phalanx Demon. Past the huge gates of Boletarian Palace lies what is now a feeding ground for dragons, the Cliff Pathway, which leads to the inner ward where knights make their abode. Oops. How do I plan to tackle the man-eater? Oh no, I did die to the man-eater once. So usually, like, its AI is just super bad, and you can just exploit it.
Welcome back. The monumental awaits the above. The monumental will explain the Nexus to thee.
Alright, so I was just misremembering when we could see the monumental and all that. So we got our maiden in black. She's called the Firekeeper in Japanese. I don't remember if she's ever called the Maiden in Black or not. She might be, but just a bit of a heads up because, you know, Firekeepers have a huge role in Dark Souls. So another kind of a mainstay in the series, kind of guided from this one. And Cantrell says her feet. Yeah, so this is definitely a Miyazaki game. What's the significance of the blind women in the lore again? So, blind... If somebody loses their sense of sight, in many cultures, they are seen as being able to not be confused by the profane world, the corporeal world, so they're supposed to have like a stronger connection to the spiritual world. So they kind of have sight beyond sight, if that makes sense. So why she has wax on her eyes and why she's blind, I don't really know. But yeah. Is Miyazaki a foot guy? Who knows, to be honest. It's just kind of a... They're Thundercats. With the foot thing, like... I think it probably really originated here with Maiden in Black having her feet exposed, but there's just kind of a striking number of bare feet in FromSoft games at times, I guess. So it's just kind of been an ongoing meme in the community. Eyes of wax! Give me sight beyond sight! Yeah.
The monumental awaits the above. The monumental will explain the Nexus to thee.
What is... Oh, there's like a limit to how close you can get to these characters. Okay, the controls on this are a little bit weird. Oh, and it does like the weird field of view thing where like it makes things blurry. Can we turn that off? Oh, the player. That's awful. Okay. Sweet. Okay, brilliant. I hate the depth of field sometimes. It just, I don't know. I don't really get it. It's a little bit unfortunate that we don't have like the PS3 because I'm not going to really take this stuff into too serious consideration. But there's your feet, guys. I'm trying to look at the amulet, which is, you know, super sus and all that. What's on her neck? Okay. So we can go see the monumental. Wait, can I talk in the midst of photo mode? Oh, shit. No. Okay. This is the wrong set of stairs. Let's talk to our boy in blue and then head up. DS3 Firekeeper still best waifu? Luscious lips.
Still alive? I am impressed. This is something that might interest you. The black-robed maiden of the Nexus looks after the flames. She's the morose one, with eyes sealed, compacted by wax. She can control souls like no other. Bring her the souls of men and demons, and she will embolden your flesh and blood with their power. But beware, do not decay into a foul beast. What What's happened? Have you lost your nerve? No matter. Have a seat. We can sit here forever. At least we will be safe. What's happened? No,
Bro did a reverse Michael Jackson? What? I guess we should talk to the others. Always talk to all the NPCs after anything.
Back in the time that I lived below Boletaria Castle, King Alant left on some strange business, then returned with horrible demons in tow. Soon, the land was ravaged by soul-starved madmen. My spine shudders just to think about it. If I did not have my miracle stone shard, keepsake of my grandfather, I may not have survived. If I did not have my miracle stone shard, keepsake...
Okay, these two weren't here before. So yeah, the demons weren't necessarily native to Boletaria, but King Alant summoned them in.
Oh, you must be another disciple of God. I too am on a quest to fight the demons in the name of the Lord. May I share God's power with you? Do not be bashful. We are both cut from the same cloth. A miracle is a heavenly act, but spells are the acts of demons, the work of soul arts. They have similar effects, and yet one is clearly evil, and the other is clearly good. Magicians, in the end, are mere servants of the demons. A miracle is a heavenly act, but spells are the acts of demons, the work of soul arts. They have similar effects, and yet one is clearly evil, and the other is clearly good. Magicians, in the end, are mere servants.
Alright, so let's look at his miracles. Hidden Soul. A new miracle discovered in Boletaria subdues the caster's essence, reducing the chance of detection by black phantoms. The perilous black phantoms that wander the lands of Boletaria are enemies of God and man alike. So I do like that they kind of give you a bit of a visual preview of what it does. Anyway. Evacuate. A new miracle transports the caster back to the Nexus. The Nexus lures and imprisons the most powerful souls, and this miracle works by manipulating this phenomenon. Heal. Elementary miracle. Restores the caster's HP. A succinct display of God's power. A great friend to warrior clerics who have departed on long journeys of solitude. Antidote. Elementary miracle cures poison. So yeah, there's not really flavor text with this one, huh? It almost feels like the 1.0 of Elden Ring. So I wonder if this is like hearsay or anything, or anything like that. Just because it mentions like God's power, and we're told in like the Beast Charm that their prayers were essentially sent to the Old One. So I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean like the Old One isn't God to them. It's just kind of a interesting. So yeah, this dude, when he talks about miracles being good and magic being bad, it's like it's just kind of arbitrary. They think it's good because they think it's good, and you could say the same thing with like the magicians and the demons and whatnot.
I see. You wish to train yourself in stoicism. Very well. I pray we meet again.
It seems like Alant is the name of the dynast and the name of the current ruling king. He's the current ruling king. I don't know if it's the dynast or not. Least ominous sounding dialogue. A lot of items don't have flavor text. Yeah. Which is kind of why I never really... I never really got into Demon Souls as much as like the other games. Also, just like the mechanics of like the world tendency and stuff are just really strange.
I have
have sinned. I swore allegiance to Saint Urbain, but was of no use to him. And now I have run away and abandoned his augustness. O Lord, punish me, for I have not the strength to punish myself. Oh, August One, I hesitate to imagine your present state. Deep within the darkness, where no light shall ever shine, will you continue to pray, even in such misery?
Broccoli lost his
Oh, August,
master.
deep within the darkness, where no, will you continue to pray?
Okay. And I don't think there's anybody else on this side, but just to be safe. Oh, we're on this. Okay. Oh no, we do have him. Okay.
Are you here to face the demons? If so, please free Sage Frake the Visionary from his cell in Latria. I will help you however I can. I can teach you elementary spells. Sage Frake is a gleaming hope for humankind, but I have not the power to save him alone. Master Frake is a great man who has systemized the magic of the soul arts to make it possible for human imitation. By observing the state of Boletaria and the demons within it, he is likely to pave the way for greater things. All the more reason that I must meet Master Frake as soon as possible. All the more reason that I must meet.
At least you can't go hollow in this universe. Well, you can become a dregling if you get got by a demon, apparently. Alant was the 7th? Oh, okay. It's implied that other kings use that name, and it's like the Alant dynasty. Okay, that can make sense. What did they do with your boy's dialogue? He's not condescending at all?
All the more reason that I must...
I don't know. I haven't played the original, so I can't tell you, unfortunately. Soul Arrow. Sounds familiar. Standard magic fires a Soul Arrow. Soul Arrows inflict magic damage, making them effective against targets that are resistant to physical attacks, such as metal armor and hard scales. Flame Toss. Okay. Yeah, there's no real flavor text with any of these.
I see. Suit yourself. Just ensure that you rescue Sage Frake as quickly as possible.
Nah, the original wouldn't have had previews. It'd be a hell of a step back if they had previews in like the original Demon Souls, but they didn't have them in Dark Souls 1. Loki did claim the original Japanese text has it closer to he is the 7th generation Alant, which is the localization translated as Alant the 7th. Is there a difference? There's no one up here, I don't think. So let's go up to see our monumental. The gates are open. I just felt like something should have been there more. I don't think I ever really like used the photo mode to like look at this stuff. But I really do like the visual design of like these statues and stuff. I'm like, wait a second. Designs in the cobblestones, going off on like my tinfoil hattery. It's kind of weird that the photo mode turns off the music, now that I think about it. Hey guys, the original Elden Ring. You didn't think there was a difference? Okay. How long will the stream be? I think after we talk to the Monumental, we'll probably end it there for the night. It's because I typically try to stream around 3 hours, plus a little bit of extra change to just kind of fit in with what we are dealing with, to fit the content. It's made out of wood. It's like a doll. Which it looks more like a doll or something like that in the original. Hey guys, look, quatrefoils everywhere.
We have long awaited you, slayer of demons. I am one of the monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is a tale I wish to tell you. Once, we too a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colorless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to its slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and most of the world lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what lands still remained, we entrusted 6 leaders with 6 precious archstones, one to the king of a small yet industrious land, one to the king of the burrowers underground, one to the wise queen of the great ivory tower, one to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls, one to the shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen, and the last to the great giants of the northern lands. The archstones were placed in the fringelands that survived. We contained the Old One here below the Nexus, and prohibited the soul arts. Finally, we became monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished, and only I remain.
By the power of the Monumental, the 4 sealed Arkstones have been unlocked.
Now it is your turn. You must lull the Old One back to its slumber and seal it away for all eternity. If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to bear this burden?
Nah, that sounds whack.
Yes, I see. That is unfortunate. You should know that you will be imprisoned in the Nexus forever.
just like the poor candle maiden. You must destroy all the demons if you wish to be freed from the curse of the Nexus. The old one, without the demons to feed its souls, will seek a new servant and lure you to its bosom. You must lull the old one back to slumber, for your own sake, as well as for ours.
Why does she laugh? Miyazaki just always has a lot of his dialogue end in nervous laughter for whatever reason. I think Elden Ring may have started to finally break that tradition. Well, I guess Sekiro probably did too.
You must lull
It's kind of funny that you don't really have a choice despite pretending to give you a choice a second ago. Where's our item? Uh-oh. I didn't mean to do it yet. Oh, I actually did it. Okay. Cool.
brave soul for whom death is no fear. Prithee, lull the old one back to its ancient slumber.
Ice stones briefly connect to fuse the world. Should you lose your physical form, remember the ice stone. The maiden in black manipulates souls with inhuman prowess. Her strength allows her to aid slayers of demons.
What is it? Seekest thou the power of souls? I understand. Pray forgive me. Perhaps I thought wrongly of you. I am sorry.
Oops, meant to mute myself for all that. Anyway,
I have always been here in this Nexus. I was here when the old one awakened, and I will be here when it rests once more. What is it? Seekest thou the power of souls? Of course. After all, thou requirest strength. Go ahead. Touch the demon inside me. Let these vagabond souls become thine own.
yeah, so the maiden in black has some weird connection with the old one. Some people have wondered whether or not she is kind of the old one, because we channel souls to her. Is she the demon that like feeds the old one's souls? Yeah, I mean, pretty much, yeah. But for what purpose? When did she come into being? Why is she not exactly a monumental? These are some really big unanswered questions about her. And she just kind of sets up a lot of the tropes in other FromSoft games. And the old one, although we didn't get to see it very well from like the cutscene, it does have like roots and stuff coming out of it, which does kind of make it look a bit like a tree, which might be more tied to the symbolism of the Elden Beast being related to the Erd Tree. Sadden says, doesn't really change anything, but saying yes to the monumental lets you get the allies ring. No! It's like a ritual that it be given the souls or it will destroy the world. Yeah. He's like the angry volcano that needs maiden to sacrifice not maidens into it. I don't know.
Myself, I'm only here to tend to each flame. I keep the candles lit and serve the brave demon slayers who are trapped here.
Only white character tendency? Okay. The maiden in black is supposed to be the first demon created by the old one. Maybe. You don't think the remake is the most accurate source?
I keep the candles lit and serve the brave.
Alright, so she kind of mentions that she's a firekeeper as well as the boy in blue.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Alright, so I might just do stamina because it felt like it was super low, but I mean, this really does not have as much impact as I was hoping. At least it gives me a little bit of an equip burden thing, but yeah, I'm gonna make like the worst levels the first ones that I do. Still feels a bit better. Because most of my damage is going to come from upgrades.
Art thou finished? May thy strength help the world be mended.
It's simple. In trade, I'll give you your souls. I can eke out.
Oh, must I? Oops, I should have repaired my stuff. I forgot how tough it can be. So rather than repairing the longsword, we could just upgrade it, and that just kind of counts the same way. So it requires 3 hardstone shards. How many do we even have? Oh, we have 3. Okay. Oof. I guess I could try the scimitar.
And be thankful that I can do anything for you at all in this forsaken place.
You need to say yes and have your white character tendency. Okay, thank you, Saturn. What's the best way to level? Usually always do health and endurance in the early game with From Software. That's kind of how I do it, just because, like, it feels worse to not get, like, a lot of tangible stuff later on. But early on, you get levels so quickly, it just doesn't feel as bad to me. And most of the upgrades usually just comes from items, I think. As far as I know, the Maiden in Black's VA here is the same as the original. Yes.
Do come back alive. I need your business.
The game has a lot of mechanics, like character and role tendency. Yeah, I forgot even like character tendency is a thing. Okay, everybody. It's been almost 3.5 hours. Okay. So we will end the stream here for today. We will pick it up tomorrow at the same time if I ever stop barely tapping my R2 button. And uh-oh, where's the hello one or a wave? Salute will be good enough. Okay. Y'all, take care. Have a good night. Hopefully we'll see you next time at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care. Last Protagonist out.